I feel like a lot of our time has been spent spinning our tires. Like, aside from getting our equipment in, I feel like things just haven't been moving quickly. When I walk in every day, I look at all the things that need to be done, and they just stare me in the face. This whole week has kind of been an exercise in like slowing down, pump the brakes, let things happen the way they need to happen, trust the process, which we say to our clients all the time. Last week, Ash talked about this space helping to embody a better work-life balance. And while that's true on a shoot day, I can tell, I can feel we're not getting that perfect balance right now.
What you doing?
Stuff.
It's so weird because like I've only seen.
So we can flip this around. Yeah.
So I've only seen.
Hey, aim that angle.
In the angle like that.
Yeah. Pay attention to what you're doing there.
I know.
Boss. Here, let me help you.
God, it's the stupid. This is the took a real thought out of this.
I know.
I've only seen this cut.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it uncut. So to see all the layers, I'm like, oh,
there's a lot
of work going in here. So yeah.
Work hasn't stopped, like day-to-day work hasn't stopped, but we've actually tacked on a whole other job, which is renovating and building this studio. Feels like and Ash and I have talked about this a lot, we now have 2 full-time jobs, essentially. We have these businesses. Ash is an agency, essentially. My company is a production company. We have freelance staff that depend on us for work, and that train needs to keep moving. But now we've added on this whole extra endeavor, which is a studio space, and renovations are a full-time job on top of our already full-time jobs. The workload on our end as the owners, the founders, as Ash called it, has multiplied by a lot. I can feel that when I get home, I'm exhausted and I don't have the bandwidth for home life that I used to take pride in having, which has been tough. So it's something that I knew was going to happen with this endeavor, but it's something you're never really prepared for, just the pure like mental exhaustion and the having no bandwidth left for anybody. Because what Ash and I do, we love so much. It's our passion. We'd be doing it if it didn't make us money. Because I love this job so much, it's really all encompassing on a good day. And now that we've added this space on and there's so much happening, I really haven't been able to shut it off.
This is actually week 2 of the studio build, and as you can see, a bit's changed. We've got a floor that's getting installed there that was installed by Phil. We have the wall that's completely empty right now. In through the studio there, we're still leaving it pretty as is. Yeah, I think the first week has been, let's get that lighting right, there we go. The first week has been mainly understanding what we need to do, and then moving forwards, now we can start building out and doing all that and getting all the audio stuff and the video stuff kind of getting ready. Right now it's still construction, so we're relying on getting all of this done before we can actually build it out.
Ash and I met when I was interning at a production company that he was renting space from. We got along really well off the top, and I could see that he knew things about running a business that I had no clue about. I was young, I was green, I was fresh out of school, and he was somebody that was very open to talking about the business side of the media production industry. And so I naturally gravitated towards him, and he ended up eventually moving out of that studio, and I got busy, I got more responsibilities, so we kept in touch, but we didn't talk a ton. And then I was entertaining the idea of going freelance and quitting my job and So I went to him for advice. He had seen some of my previous work and thought this might, fit with some of my clients, this style that I had built. We very quickly went from, okay, Ash had video work, I'd come out and shoot it, collect a paycheck, to now I own a production company. The team we've put together can do a lot. And so when Ash and I started shooting the idea around about starting a studio, the whole purpose really was to keep our team working and working together. Because everybody's freelance. Ash and I don't have employees. We're freelancers that own businesses. And we have this team that comes together for jobs and then goes their separate ways. And what we really wanted was this studio to be more work for the team. And I think that's more important to me than anything else, is that we keep these amazing people that we've got around us, supporting us, employed. I think what makes our team so special is that, the lowest person on the totem pole, the theoretical production totem pole, can go to the people at the top and be like, what if you did this? Or what about this idea? And it's not like a, hey, we're working here. It's, the idea is talked about and valued. And I want to, especially as we scale, I don't ever want to lose that. I think when Ash and I showed up at the studio on Friday, I could tell we were both a little tired, a little edgy, and weren't necessarily in the best frame of mind. I think we were just exhausted. On Tuesday, we had the space all tidied up, and then by Wednesday, it was a gigantic disaster again. And with just him and I doing things, stuff wasn't getting done because we're only two people, and we also, we have clients and other obligations that we need to attend to first. And so, a lot of days the studio came second, or we just couldn't get done everything we wanted to get done because it was just the two of us. And then Friday rolled around and everybody showed up. Before we knew it, before noon even, Ash and I were stepping back going like, wow, things are happening without us. I think Ash and I are so used to doing everything ourselves in our businesses. It was a surreal experience to take a step back with Ash and see all of this work happening without us. And to have everybody show up and pull their weight and just be so excited to get this space up and running was the really special experience that I don't think I'm going to forget anytime soon. All right, today was one of the most productive days we've had in this space, the studio renovation so far. It was amazing to see the whole team come together with some help from family, and I can't believe the progress we just made. We've got most of the walls painted black. These walls back here, we're not worrying about because that's where the psych wall is gonna go. So everything else has been painted black. This stuff here is drying right now, and once that's done, we can push these back and get all of our equipment back. It now all needs to be cleaned off because there's drywall dust and all sorts of other dust all over it. But then we can get this back, finish painting over here, and get the edit suite put together. This is just an iMac that I brought in for now. We've got a whole editing suite to come in here. At some point, we just didn't want to bring in a whole big editing machine until the renovation was done. This week was a lot. It was equal parts frustrating and disheartening and tiring. I'm exhausted, but this today was so satisfying, and we had such amazing help from everybody. Ash and I several times just stood back, looked at each other and went, wow, we are so lucky to have the people, the help, the people, the support of family, friends, colleagues that we've had in this space. It's just been spectacular, and the fact that we're doing this in a small town outside of Toronto is just insane to me. This was certainly a pipe dream not that long ago, and now here we are doing it. I am so excited.